In the spotlight tonight is Vivienne Radfar from Buckinghamshire, a personal assistant, and her specialist subject is the history and culture of Arabic dance. Woolley from London, a civil servant whose subject is Charlton Athletic Football Club. Ashok Venkatesh from Derby, a deputy head teacher, his specialist subject, the writer Jorge Borges. And Douglas Whitehead from Devon, a retired engineer, and his subject is the history of firearms from 1300 to 1900. Hello, I'm John Humphreys and welcome to Mastermind, Britain's toughest quiz with one simple aim: to test the knowledge under pressure of our four brave contenders. There are 2 rounds, one on specialist subjects and one on general knowledge. 2 minutes on each and the winner is in the running to become Mastermind champion. So let's have our first contender, please. And your name is?
Vivienne Radfar.
Your occupation?
I'm a personal assistant.
And your chosen subject?
The history and culture of Arabic dance.
Arabic dance in 2 minutes, starting now. What name, meaning invaders, is used for the gypsy dancers of Egypt and also for a dance with finger cymbals and fast hip movements?
Gawazi.
Correct. The dancers from which Spanish city were particularly appreciated by the Romans, including the writers Ovid and Juvenal?
Cadiz.
Correct. What unflattering name did Westerners give to the Egyptian ruler who instigated a tax on dancers in the 1860s?
Pimp Pasha.
Yes, the women dancers of which Algerian desert tribe were noted for their large jewellery that often incorporated coins, their heavy makeup and facial tattoos?
Ouled Nail.
Correct. In Persian dancing, what is the beshkan?
An outfit.
No, a finger snap. What is the Egyptian name for the trance dancing performed to exorcise evil spirits or jinn, which involves ritual shaking of the head and upper body?
Zar.
Correct. What term is used for the trilling cry or ululation of encouragement made by women, often in response to a gifted dancer?
Zagarit.
Correct. What name, meaning dance of the East, is given to the professional or cabaret style of Arabic dance, using the upper body as well as the hips and pelvis?
Rakshaki.
Correct. Which Arabic word is used for a loose, floor-length robe or kaftan, which is worn by some dancers?
Jalabaya.
Yes. What name is given to the candelabra worn on the head for the dance that traditionally accompanied a bridal procession?
Shamadan.
Correct. Which French novelist persuaded an Egyptian dancer to perform the bee dance, a form of striptease in which the dancer supposed that a bee was trapped under several layers of her clothing?
Gustave Flaubert.
Correct. What name's given to the popular religious festivals held to celebrate the birth of saints in which dancing plays an important part?
Pass.
Which exposition of May 1893 featured a Moorish palace and troops of Middle Eastern entertainers and dancers?
The Chicago World Fair.
Yes. What is the surname of the sisters from Luxor who are one of the best-known Gawazi dancing troupes of modern times?
Mazin.
Yes. Which traditional Arabic dance style has a name meaning dance from the country?
Baladi.
Yes. What name that derives from the region of Egypt in which it originated is sometimes given to the tatib, a dance that resembles a martial art?
Saidi.
Yes. Which American performer, I've started so I shall finish, was inspired to study Eastern culture and dance by a poster for Egyptian deity cigarettes?
Rue Saint Denis.
Correct. You had just the one pass. The name given to that popular religious festival was Mouled. Apart from that, Vivienne Radfar, 15 points. And our next contender, please. And your name?
Woolley.
Your occupation?
Civil servant.
And your chosen subject?
Charlton Athletic Football Club.
Charlton Athletic Football Club. Who were Charlton's opponents when Sam Bartram made the last of his record 623 appearances for the club?
Arsenal.
Correct. Who were Charlton's opponents in their final home league match at Selhurst Park before they moved to Upton Park for the 91-92 season?
West Ham United.
Yes, in the 98 playoff final against Sunderland, who put Charlton 7-6 up in the penalty shootout before Michael Gray's miss sent the club into the Premiership?
Sean Newton.
Yes, in May 1924. In which country did the club play 2 matches during their first ever trip abroad?
Canada.
Belgium. Whom did the club sell to Leeds United in July 96 for a fee that was reported as almost £3 million, making him football's most expensive teenager at the time?
Lee Bowyer.
Yes, during the 23-24 season, Charlton moved from the Valley to the Mount, which was the home of which amateur club in the London League?
Catford Southend.
Correct. Whose only goal for Charlton at senior level was scored in the club's first ever Football League match when they beat Exeter City 1-0?
Tommy Dowling.
Yes. Who began his family's long association with the club when he became chairman in February 32, while his brother Stanley became vice-chairman?
Albert Glickstein.
Yes. In which year did Charlton have to apply for re-election to the Football League for the only time in their history?
1924-25.
And 1926. In January 79, who were Charlton playing in a third-round FA Cup tie when Mike Flanagan and Derek Hales were sent off for fighting each other?
Maidstone United.
Yes, Charlton lost 3 of their 4 games against Italian teams in the 93-94 Anglo-Italian Cup. Which team did they hold to a 1-1 draw?
Ancona.
Correct. Which midfielder became the club's first player to win a full England cap when he played against France in May 23?
Seth Plum.
Yes, what was the name of the club's building contractors who played a leading role in Charlton's survival during their financial troubles of the 20s?
J. Humphreys.
Yes, according to Jimmy Seed's autobiography, whom did he try to buy for a near-record fee of £13,000 in November 38?
Stanley Matthews.
It was in December 57 who scored 5 goals for Charlton Athletic during a match when they recovered from 5-1 down to beat Huddersfield 7-6.
Johnny Summers.
Yes, in February 93, who became the first supporters' representative to be elected to the club's board of directors?
Stephen Clark.
Steve Clark it was. No passes, Derek Woolley. You have 14 points.
Thank you.
And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Ashok Venkatesh.
Your occupation?
Deputy Head Teacher.
And your chosen subject?
The life and fictional work of Jorge Luis Borges.
Jorge Luis Borges, in 2 minutes. What was the name of the barrio of Buenos Aires, once a haunt of knife fighters and tango dancers, in which Borges was born?
Palermo.
Correct. In The Dead Man, who fires the gun that ends the career of Benjamin Ottolwara, the sad sort of hoodlum?
Ulpiano Suarez.
Correct. Borges had a relationship with which woman during the period when he was writing the fictions of the Aleph and dedicated the title story to her?
Estela Canto.
Correct. According to the Dread Redeemer Lazarus Morel, which river is the place and is described as brother of the Paraná, the Uruguay, the Amazon and the Orinoco?
Mississippi.
Correct. What was the name of the founder of Sur magazine, to whom Borges dedicated the story The Garden of Forking Paths?
Victoria Ocampo.
Correct. In the preface to Brodie's report, whose stories did he describe as surpassing those of Kafka and Henry James, though all 3 were comparably tortured and maze-like?
Stevenson.
Kipling. Which 17-year-old author met Borges at a party at Victoria Ocampo's house in the early 30s and became his collaborator and lifelong friend?
Bioy Casares.
Yes. Which film by Bernardo Bertolucci is based on the theme of the traitor and the hero?
The Spider Stratagem.
Yes. Borges became associated with the re-election campaign of which Argentinian politician who was successfully returned in 1928?
Irigoyen.
Yes. In 1955, he became the director of which institution in Buenos Aires, a role that Paul Grusak had held before him?
Director of the National Library.
Correct. In 3 versions of Judas, which members of the National Evangelical Union set out to prove that everything attributed to Judas Iscariot is false?
Pass.
What was the shape of the hilt of the curious knife that Bioy Casares brought back from London in The Man on the Threshold?
T-shape.
The letter H. Who went to Buenos Aires in November 68 in order to work with Borges, having met him for the first time in December 67 in America?
Di Giovanni.
Yes. In The Theologians, what's the name of the bishop coadjutor of Aquileia who gave the heretics, known variously as Speculari, Abismali and Cainiti, their most widely accepted name of histrione?
John of Pannonia.
No, Aurelian. What name does the narrator of The Immortal give to the troglodyte that had followed him like a dog?
Homer.
Argos. Borges and Bioy Casares used which assumed name when they collaborated on 6 problems for Don Isidro Parodi, their collection of 1942?
H. Bustostomek.
Correct. You had 1 pass. It was Niels Runeberg who set out to prove that everything attributed to Judas Iscariot was false. Ashok Venkatesh, you have 11 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
Douglas Whitehead.
Your occupation?
Retired engineer.
And your chosen subject?
Is the history of firearms from 1300 to 1900.
The history of firearms in 2 minutes. Which company had an effective monopoly of revolver manufacture in the United States until their patent ran out in 1857?
Colt.
Correct. The invention of which gun mechanism in the early 16th century first made pistols practical?
The wheel lock.
Yes. What was the nickname of the flintlock musket, which was the standard weapon of the British Army for over 100 years from 1720 onwards?
Brown Bess.
Yes. In 1807, which Scotsman patented a small revolving magazine known as the scent bottle lock?
Oh, gosh. Forsyth.
Yes. Which Spanish firing mechanism in use from the early 17th century differed from the Dutch snap-ons in that its steel and pan cover were combined rather than separate?
The Migolet, look.
Yes. The Gatling machine gun, which was adopted by the British Army in 1874, had how many barrels?
6.
10. Which family from Augsburg became royal gun makers in 16th century Madrid and helped to establish the Spanish gun industry?
Passed.
What was the name of the shotgun with the belled muzzle, which was the defensive weapon used on mail coaches in the late 18th and early 19th centuries?
Blunderbuss.
Yes. What's the name of the device used to force the charge and bullet down the barrel of a muzzle-loading gun?
A ramrod.
Yes. Which 17th century Florentine gun maker's name is usually associated with a self-priming repeating action fed from a magazine in the gun butt that was used in flintlock pistols?
From Lorenzoni.
Yes. In a Spencer 7-shot repeater rifle, the ammunition was stored in which part of the weapon?
In the butt.
Yes. At which battle of the American War of Independence did British troops under Patrick Ferguson first use breech-loader rifles?
Oh. Passed.
In the earliest wheel locks, what material was held in the cock or dog head against which the wheel turned to create a spark?
Iron varieties.
Yes. On a match lock, what was the name of the S-shaped piece of metal, also known as a cock, which had a match holder at one end and a trigger at the weighted end?
A serpentine.
Yes. The rifle used by the American militia during the War of Independence, which was later called the Kentucky rifle, was an adaptation of which German gun?
The Geiger.
Yes.
Rifle.
How were the detonator caps on the Maynard breech loader fed into the weapon?
On a tape, rather like toy cap pistols.
Indeed, on a tape roll. You had 2 passes. The name of that battle, it was at Brandywine. Oh, yes. And the family from Augsburg that became the royal gunmakers was the Marquardt family. Those 2 passes, Douglas Whitehead, you have 13 points.
Okay.
So that's the end of the first round, the specialist subjects. Let's have a look at the scores, very close scores. In 4th place with 11 points, Ashok Venkatesh. In 3rd place, 13 points, Douglas Whitehead. 2nd place, 14 points, Derek Woolley. In the lead, just with 15 points, Vivienne Radfar. So let's get on with the general knowledge round now. And if there's a tie at the end of the round, then the winner is the person with the fewest passes. Let us ask Ashok Venkatesh to join us again, if he would, please. And you're the man with a passion for Borges. You scored 11 points with your knowledge of him. Let's see how you do with general knowledge. 2 minutes, starting now. The use of which calculating device, consisting of balls on rods or wires and set in a frame, began to decline after the introduction of Arabic numerals?
Pass.
Who wrote his celebrated clarinet concerto in A major for Anton Stadler, a performer in the Vienna Court Orchestra?
Mozart.
Yes. Which disease of the eye is marked by increased pressure within the eyeball and growing dimness of vision?
Glaucoma.
Yes. The capercaillie is the largest European member of which family of woodland birds?
Grouse.
Yes. What was the name of the refugee camp half a mile from the Channel Tunnel, established by the French government in 1999 and run by the Red Cross until it was closed to new entrants in 2002?
Pass.
Which Glasgow rock band released their 2nd album, You Could Have It So Much Better, in October 2005?
Franz Ferdinand.
Yes, in Freudian psychoanalytical theory, the ego and superego are 2 of the 3 agencies that form the human personality. What's the 3rd?
Id.
Yes. Which Sinn Féin politician, jailed twice for membership of the IRA, became Minister of Education in the Northern Ireland Assembly in 1999?
Martin McGuinness.
Correct. The inspiration for which of Lewis Carroll's characters is said to have been the eccentric furniture dealer Theophilus Carter, whose inventions include an alarm clock bed which woke the sleeper by tipping him onto the floor?
Pass.
Which Roman road ran from Axminster to Lincoln?
Fossway.
Yes, weighing 3.25 grams. What's the lightest British coin in circulation?
1 penny.
5 pence piece. Which town in Berkshire gives its name to a soup and a type of soap reputed to be Queen Victoria's favourite?
Windsor.
Yes. What name is given to the extension of land occupied by Djibouti, Ethiopia, Eritrea and Somalia that juts out between the Gulf of Aden and the Indian Ocean?
Horn of Africa.
Yes. On which date do the Scots celebrate Burns Night, the anniversary of Robert Burns' birth in 1759?
Pass.
Which musical by Leonard Bernstein, with lyrics by Stephen Sondheim, is based on Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet?
West Side Story.
Correct. What's the highest point on the Isle of Man?
Pass.
What name is given to the war between Israel and the Arab states, which began in October 1973 at the start of a Jewish holiday?
Yom Kippur.
Yes. Which non-metallic element is present in the ores galena, cinnabar and sphalerite?
Pass.
In which present-day country, I'll finish the question, was the Swiss tennis player Martina Hingis born?
The Czech Republic.
No, Slovakia. You had 6 passes. Sulphur is that other element that I was looking for. Snaefell is the highest point on the Isle of Man. Burns Night, the 25th of January. The Mad Hatter had that crazy bed that tipped you out. Sangat was the name of the refugee camp, and it's the abacus they used for calculating. 6 passes. Ashok, Venkatesh, 22 points altogether. And Douglas Whitehead now, please. With your great knowledge of firearms, you have 13 points. 22 is the score to beat at the moment. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 2 minutes. What term is used for the control lever of an aircraft or a video game?
Oh, joystick.
Yes. How is the dance Le Galop Infernal from Offenbach's Orpheus in the Underworld popularly known?
The can.
Yes. Which instrument, whose name is derived from the Greek for beautiful view, was invented by the Scottish physicist Sir David Brewster in 1816?
Pass.
Who scored 36 runs in an over on 31st of August 1968 while playing cricket for Nottinghamshire?
Pass.
What is the common name of the herb Amorecia rusticana, grown for its roots, which are crushed into a pungent-tasting sauce, sometimes served with roast beef?
A horseradish.
Yes, in military terms, a gorget, a brassard and a gauntlet were all parts of what?
Armour.
Yes, which Irish city lies on the south bank of the River Shore, just above its confluence with the River Barrow?
Pass.
What is the name of Germany's national central bank?
Bundesbank.
Yes, which cycle of 63 nostalgic poems by A.E. Housman was first published in 1896 at the author's own expense?
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question, please?
Which cycle of 63 nostalgic poems by A.E. Housman was first published in 1896 at the author's own expense?
The Shropshire Lad.
Yes, what term is used for the 2 pairs of teeth, the central pair and the lateral pair, found at the front of each human jaw?
The incisors.
Yes, who, in a 1950s song written by Ralph Butler and Peter Hart, packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus?
Nellie the Elephant.
She did. Which television soap opera did the poet laureate John Betjeman compare to Pickwick Papers?
Pass.
By what name is the analgesic acetyl salicylic acid more commonly known in Britain?
Aspirin.
Yes, in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark and John, the site of Christ's crucifixion is called Golgotha. What's it called in St Luke's Gospel?
Gethsemane.
Calvary. What name's
Calvary.
given to the study of reptiles and amphibians?
Pass.
Which phrase, now meaning any period of great success or enjoyment, was originally applied to an occasion when troops were taken on outdoor exercises or manoeuvres?
Jolly.
It could well be, but actually it was Field Day.
Ah, yes.
And your other passes, John Betjeman compared Pickwick Papers to Coronation Street. Waterford is that Irish city, south bank of the River Shore. Gary Sobers scored that amazing 36 runs in an over. A kaleidoscope was invented by Sir David Brewster. And the name given to the study of reptiles and amphibians is herpetology. 5 passes, Douglas Whitehead, 22 points.
Thank you.
And now Derek Woolley, if he would join us, please. And I'm slightly surprised you were able to find the time to come, given your passion for Charlton Athletic. You scored 14 points. 22 points is the score still to beat. Let's see if you can do it with your general knowledge. Which London street is traditionally associated with consultant or specialist physicians and surgeons?
Harley Street.
Yes, which girl's name, meaning to be wondered at, did Shakespeare give to a character in his play The Tempest?
Ariel.
Miranda. Benidorm and Alicante are situated on which of the Spanish costas?
Costa del Sol.
Blanca. What was the name of the first American space shuttle to go into space, making its maiden flight in April 1981?
Skylab.
Columbia. In Greek mythology, who was fashioned out of clay by Hephaestus on the orders of Zeus?
Pass.
What name derived from Old French is given to the outer defence of a castle or fortified town, especially a projecting tower over a gate or drawbridge?
Pass.
George Ivan are the real first names of which singer and songwriter born in Belfast in 1945?
Pass.
In which English city are there separate memorials to the stewards, musicians and engineers of the Titanic?
Liverpool.
Southampton. Which work by Tchaikovsky incorporates the Marseillaise and the pre-revolutionary Russian national anthem and is still sometimes performed with a canon?
The 1812 overture.
Yes, the name of which Mexican dish comes from the Spanish for seasoned with chili?
Chili con carne.
Enchilado. Which eccentric, who died aged 90 in 1999, once famously described himself as the stately homo of England?
Pass.
What in the world of electronics do the initials LED stand for?
Light emitting display.
A light-emitting diode. Which Briton won the silver medal in the men's 1500 metres at the 1984 Olympics?
Sebastian Coe.
Steve Cram. What name thought to be derived from the French for honeycomb is applied in the United States to various burrowing animals, including the pouched rat and the ground squirrel?
Pass.
Which shipping forecast area lying between Plymouth and White covers the Channel Islands?
Biscay.
Portland. At which battle of 1743 did George II become the last British king personally to lead his troops in battle?
Pass.
Which Disney cartoon film features finish the question, features the Academy Award-winning song When You Wish Upon a Star?
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio is correct. You had 6 passes altogether. It was Dettingham, the battle at which George II became the last British king personally to lead his troops. Gopher is the name for those burrowing animals. Quentin Crisp was the stately homo of England. Van Morrison, his name was George Ivan at birth. Barbican is the name given to that outer defence. Pandora was fashioned out of clay by Hephaestus. You had those 6 passes, Derek Woolley, a total of 17 points. And finally, Vivienne Radfar, please. Now, you had the highest score in the first round with 15. 22 is still the score to beat. Let's see if you can do it. 2 minutes starting now. Which role in Oliver Twist has been played by Alec Guinness, Ron Moody and, most recently, Ben Kingsley?
Fagin.
Yes, Camp Delta is one of the centres of which American base in Cuba where Al-Qaeda and Taliban suspects are detained without trial?
Guantanamo.
Yes, what term is used for a person who legally marries for a second time?
A divorcee.
Digamist. What was the standard rate of VAT when it was introduced into Britain on the 1st of April 1973?
17.5%.
10%. Lying between Leo in the northern hemisphere and Centaurus in the south, the largest of the constellations is named after which Greek mythological sea monster?
Neptune.
Hydra. Which footballer, now a television personality, left Arsenal for West Ham United in 1998, finally retiring from the game in 2000?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Which footballer, now a television personality, left Arsenal for West Ham United in 1998, finally retiring from the game in 2000?
Pass.
Which nuclear particle was discovered by James Chadwick in 1932?
The atom.
The neutron. The wreck of which ship is commemorated in Theodore Géricault's painting of 1819?
Marie Celeste.
Medusa. What is the alternative common name for the snow leopard of Central Asia and the Indian subcontinent?
No, pass.
Which composer dedicated his piano sonata number 21 to Count Ferdinand Waldstein, who had generously supported him?
Schubert.
Beethoven. What's the name of the Chinese sauce made from soybeans, garlic, chilies and various spices?
Hoisin.
Yes. Who was the chief instigator of the gunpowder plot of 1605?
Guido Fawkes.
Robert Catesby. Which rock and roll classic is particularly associated with Jerry Lee Lewis and was used as the title of the singer's 1989 biopic?
Great Balls of Fire.
Yes. What stage name adopted by Adolph Marx of the Marx Brothers was taken from the musical instrument he played?
Harpo.
Yes. Ian Lavery succeeded Arthur Scargill, I'll finish the question, as full-time president of which trade union in August 2002?
National Mine Workers Union.
Yes. You had 2 passes. The other name for the snow leopard is an ounce, and Ian Wright was that footballer who finally retired in 2000. 2 passes. Vivienne Radfar, you didn't quite make it. 21 points. Well, I said it was a close contest, and it has been. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 17 points, Derek Woolley. 3rd place with 21 points, Vivienne Radfar. In joint 1st place with 22 points are Ashok, Venkatesh and Douglas Whitehead. And they have the same number of passes, so it's a tie-break. It doesn't happen very often. And here's what we do. I shall read the same 5 questions to each contender, and the one with the highest score will win. We're not against the clock this time. Let me ask Douglas Whitehead to leave the studio and Ashok Venkatesh to come and join us again, please. So, 5 questions starting now. Which city in 1904 became the first in America to host the Olympic Games?
San Francisco.
St. Louis. Who won the 2003 Whitbread Book of the Year award with his novel The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time?
Mark Haddon.
Yes. Which English county cricket team moved from Northlands Road to the Rose Bowl at the start of the 2001 season?
Hampshire.
Correct. Which Swedish king was killed at the Battle of Lutzen in 1632 during the 30 Years' War?
Gustavus Adolphus.
Correct. In which film did Kevin Spacey win a Best Actor Oscar for his performance as Lester Burnham, an advertising executive who has a midlife crisis?
Death of a Salesman.
American Beauty. Ashok Venkatesh, those are your 5 questions. And now Douglas Whitehead again, please. And your 5 questions, Mr. Whitehead. Which city in 1904 became the first in America to host the Olympic Games?
In America in general, just
Which
United
city in
States.
1904 became the first in America to host the Olympic Games?
Pass.
In which film did Kevin Spacey win a Best Actor Oscar for his performance as Lester Burnham, an advertising executive who has a midlife crisis?
Pass.
Which Swedish king was killed at the Battle of Lutzen in 1632 during the 30 Years' War?
No, I have to pass on that one as well, I'm afraid.
Which English county cricket team moved from Northlands Road to the Rose Bowl at the start of the 2001 season?
New York.
No, Hampshire. Who won the 2003 Whitbread Book of the Year award with his novel The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time?
Pass.
And those are your 5 questions. And your 4 passes. St. Louis hosted the Olympic Games. American Beauty was the Kevin Spacey film. Gustavus Adolphus was the Swedish king. And Mark Haddon wrote The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time. You remain on 22 points. So the winner, with 3 points in our tie-break, a total of 25 points in this very close contest, Ashok Venkatesh. Which means, of course, that he now goes through to the second round. Congratulations to him. Do join us next time for more Masterminds. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
They do say mum knows best. Queen Victoria's children on the monarch's fraught relationship with her sons tonight at 9 on BBC Two. Exploring subjects beginning with the letter U. The A to Z of TV gardening is next.